This is the 2024 Range Rover SE. Is there anything missing? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Land Rover of Shreveport to go over the particulars on this model. And I don't know if you can see it from this angle the way that I can. To me, it looks like a long wheelbase, probably because it's sitting so low to the ground. But this is actually the short wheelbase version. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Maybe you want to come in to Land Rover of Shreveport and buy this model. So let's see what you can expect to find based on what's available. This model literally has nothing missing. So you'll notice right here, this is just going to help keep the battery charged while it sits here. That'll actually help us out later in the video, because I know the ignition is going to work. No issues where that's concerned, in case you were wondering what that was. So we're going to have LED headlights, signature daytime running lights. You're going to have your fog lights down here on the lower portion of the bumper. And of course, all of your great safety features. You can see your sensors right here. You can also see your forward-facing camera. I'll show you all those different camera views as we work our way through the video. This is called Eiger Gray. It has an ebony interior. And here's something that will be very helpful to us. Tire and wheel size. The width is 285. It has a 40 series sidewall, and I hope it shows up on the screen before the correction Nazis come out in the comments. These are 23-inch wheels. Now, why do I say that? Most people are going to assume, because this model would normally come with 21-inch wheels, that that's all that's available, but you can upgrade to these 21-inch wheels. And the good news about that is that you also have a full-size spare tire located in the rear of this vehicle. We're going to have gloss black mirror caps, turn signal indicators built in right here, power adjustable side view mirrors. They're going to have the turn signal indicators built in, and these are power folding side view mirrors. Because of the battery tender that's plugged in to charge the vehicle, well, unfortunately, I can't show you the power folding function. You'd have your deployable door handles right here. Again, I can't lock the vehicle right now, so it's not going to allow me to actually show you how those look when they're flush mounted with the door right there, but you know it's there. You've probably seen it before. When you have the remote in your possession, you can use the buttons on the front and rear doors to open or lock, I should say lock and unlock all four doors. There is your remote, in case you're curious to see what's there. And if you did have a situation where your battery did die, well, guess what? You have a key that you can use right here to get into the vehicle without any trouble. And as we finish things out here on the rear, one of my favorite things to not see on the rear window is an exposed rear window wiper. It's just so much cleaner looking back here. It just looks appropriate, especially for this type of model. You're going to find that the wiper is still here. It's just concealed away inside of that rear roof spoiler. And one more thing about the front and rear doors that you would expect to be here, and it is going to be the fact that they are soft closed doors. If you accidentally don't close the door all the way, it's not like it used to be a long time ago where we had to basically just come up and kind of bump the door, so to speak. Now you don't have to do that, at least when you spend the money that you're going to spend on this model. Here under the hood is the 4.4 liter V8. Plentiful horsepower at 523, 553 pounds-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This model is all-wheel drive. And let's go over here and take a quick look at the MPGs. We're looking at 16 city, 23 highway, 19 combined, and 5.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And good news for those of you who are not fans of capless fuel fill, you don't have capless fuel fill here. You actually have a gas cap, and when you fill up, you have a 23.8 gallon gas tank. And with all that horsepower and torque under the hood, plus all-wheel drive, you're looking at 8,200 pounds worth of towing capacity, 40.7 up to 83.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Underneath the floor right here is where that full-size spare tire is that I was talking about earlier. And you can control quite a bit right here with the switches we see. In fact, we'll go ahead and do this. One thing I really like here is that, notice I'm not holding those switches down. Everything goes down automatically. As long as the front seats are far enough forward, you might have to make some adjustments where that is concerned. That is how you maximize cargo space. The cargo cover right here is removable, by the way. The split tailgate that we have definitely is a nice multitasker, because you can obviously use that to sit on Have some shade right here from the sun when you need that. And after dark, it's nice to have the LED lights here built into the tailgate itself on the inside, so it provides a little bit of extra light in this area. Plus, you have 4 instead of just the typical 2 on the interior. That's always a good thing. And we also have some more switches over here to do a couple of different things depending on what we want to do. I can raise the vehicle on its air suspension. I don't know how well you can see the vehicle actually moving up, but I'm going to raise that up all the way just so everybody can see it. And then it will walk over here and take a quick look. Now you should be able to, well, hopefully tell a little bit of a difference. And for those of us living here in Northwest Louisiana, one of the greatest features you'll find here is the Hot Climate package, which is a solar attenuating windscreen. We also have the built-in shades here with our rear windows, which is very nice to have, so you can bring those up if you need to. We'll also find 4 zones of climate control. That's not something you see in a lot of vehicles. Let's hop inside here and take a look at what we have. In fact, let's go ahead and see how much space we have. Tons of real estate on the armrest. And I like the fact that you have a flat surface right here. That makes it very easy to deal with as far as that goes. And then we'll also find that we can adjust our climate control back here. It's not on right now, but you do have your 4 zones of climate control. We'll also find some connectivity options down here as well. Kind of dark, kind of hard to see, but that's what we have where all of that is concerned. And right here on each of these front seats, the driver and passenger side, you will also find the screens right here that can keep, whether it's the kids or the adults, entertained back here. Quite a bit going on where that's concerned. They can watch different things on here if they want to. Nice to have that feature. We'll have the more traditional features, such as the fold-down armrest right here with the cup holders built in. We also have some space right there for storing snacks and whatever will fit. Not a very deep area, but it is there. And more connectivity options. So you have a few different things where that's concerned. And yes, I'm going to show you the cup holders, which are located right there. So pretty easy to deal with. You can conceal those away when you want to. And then we also have the reading light right there with the oh crap handle as well. Air conditioning vents in the roof area. I always feel like that's a better thing. And for those of you who also want to know about recline built into these seats, yes, there is some, actually quite a bit. I feel like I could really just take a nap back here. I'm kind of far away from the front seat and from the screen, but that's not a bad thing. You'll obviously have your panoramic sunroof as well. There is a shade, a power shade, that can be drawn forward if so desired. And if you wanted to see the shades, well, there is one. Obviously, you have one on each door back here. And you also have the ability to adjust the positioning of these seats. In fact, I can give you a little bit better view of the recline that's built in. Hopefully you can see that right there. Now, that's the only adjustment you have where that is concerned. There's nothing right here to move the seats back and forth. But in case you were curious, that's how that is adjusted. And I don't know how well you can see it, but we do have the illuminated door sill on these rear doors. We'll also have that on the front, or what is often known as a kick plate. Hopefully you can see that, but everything, including the Range Rover logo and this spot right here, is all illuminated. And for those who have stuck around to this point in the video, what is the sticker price? $164,080. Let's see what else you get for that price. Over there on the passenger side door, you can see that you have settings for seat memory. Not something you always see on the passenger side of every vehicle, but you do get it here. You'll also find the controls for your power adjustable seat there as well. Over here on the driver's side, obviously those very same things and some additions, including changing the positioning for your side view mirrors, and obviously you can control all 4 windows. All that good stuff is here, as well as the controls for positioning your seat. So there's a lot going on where that's concerned. Also, your blind spot monitoring. I'm not sure how well you can see it in that mirror. Maybe a little bit better over there. That little orange indicator that you see, that dot right there, is what that is. We'll also have our rear view mirror, the clear sight rear view mirror. That's going to definitely make things much easier to see, especially if you have some people sitting in the back seat and you can't see as well through that large back window, there's how you alleviate that. Or you can use it as a traditional rear view mirror. It just depends on what you're wanting to do. And you can control the shade right here, the power shade that I mentioned earlier for the sunroof, and you can control opening and closing the sunroof right there. And we'll work our way over here to the steering wheel. Your steering wheel mounted controls, obviously, those are LED lit. You can see that by the flickering effect that you see. You do have a heated steering wheel here. You don't need that anytime soon here in Northwest Louisiana. And a nice instrument cluster here. It is all digital, very high-end and high-tech looking. A lot going on. I don't think I can see it here. I'd probably have to start the engine for it to come up, but there is also a head-up display. A lot going on where that is concerned. You've got your shifter paddles right here for shifting your way back and forth through the transmission, and you control everything here for your headlights and taillights, turning all of that on. You can turn it on to automatic. You can turn your fog lights on, whatever you want to do. You can also turn on your turn signal indicators to let people around you know what you're doing. Imagine that. That's kind of a novel idea for some people. They've never heard of it, at least based on what I see them doing on the road. Over here, can't say anything sarcastic about that lever so much. At least nothing I've come up with yet, but that's for controlling your front and rear window wipers. And here with your glove box, you have the lower glove box, plenty of space within there. And then we also have the button right here for the upper glove box. I never find any gloves there, but you never know. One day, maybe I will. Now, the ignition went off. We're going to turn that back on just so you can see everything with the 13.4-inch Pivi Pro infotainment screen. Thankfully, that dinging stopped. For those who haven't seen this setup, it's the most modern available from Land Rover. And the good thing about it is that it's so easy to use. That effects you see of that dark kind of going across the screen like that, that is not actually happening. That only happens when you're looking through the lens of my camera. So that's not really there. We also have a lot you can do here. Wireless capabilities for your cell phone, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All those great features are here. There is your navigation. If you want to go in and manage your air conditioning system, I really do wish that Land Rover wasn't going away from having physical buttons and everything. It does give it a clean look here, but it's just so much easier to be able to reach down, and by memory, you know what's there eventually. You just get used to it. Well, you have to control everything here from the infotainment screen. But the thing I like beyond that is the fact that you'll also have your heated seats, something we don't need here today. We also have our ventilated seats. I don't have anything turned on right now. In fact, I don't have the air turned on at the moment. That's why that isn't working. Let's see if we can get that to work for us. I guess we have to turn the ignition on for that. I'm not going to turn the ignition on here in the showroom, but I think you can figure that out. It's pretty easy to deal with. Going home right here, you can just swipe across to get to whatever you need to. Here's how you connect your cell phone. Very easy to do. And one of the greatest things about all-wheel drive with these Range Rovers is that you don't have to be off-road to take advantage of it. It's capable of doing great things off-road, taking on a lot of rough terrain. But if you're driving in snow and ice or on slick roads, maybe it's rained, whatever the case is, you're not going to have trouble getting around. That's nice to know. And depending on where your front wheels are pointed, you can see that on the screen right there. A lot of good information here that's very simple. And how about our modes right here? Well, we have comfort. You can use auto, grass, gravel and snow, mud and ruts, and then sand. We have rock crawl. You could probably go out and shock some Jeep enthusiasts and bring your high-dollar Range Rover out and show them what it can do. You also have Wade right here if you want to use that, and configurable. I tell you what, there's a little something here for everybody as far as that goes. We can also change our ride height if we want to. I can feel the vehicle changing its height, and you can also see what's going on there on the screen. We can go to Wade sensing right here, and it will give you, of course, we're not sensing any wades right now or any water, so we're not wading through anything, but it tells you the max you can go through right there. It's nice to have that information, 4x4 info right there that we've already looked at. There is a lot going on here. How about our camera views? I showed you that front camera earlier. There are cameras all over this Range Rover, literally everywhere you go. It shows, I guess I didn't close the back door all the way. Believe it or not, there is the potential, if you just barely close the doors, that the soft close door will not actually do its thing. So just something to be aware of. I will take care of that in just a little while. But we can take a look at the front view camera and see our different camera views. Quite a bit going on here. You can see all around the vehicle. It just makes it so simple, so easy to deal with. I really like that. And obviously you can go and do anything you need to with the vehicle. You can go into your settings right here if you want to. If you want to turn the screen off, you can do that right there. Your auto theme, you can obviously make so many different changes here. You can go to your home screen and manage that depending on what you want to see, audio, or if you want to go to all right there. As complicated as the system might look, it's really not that bad. And we also have a USB port right here. There's a wireless charger in this area. The shifter is something I do have to give some high marks on because I like how it just fits in the palm of my hand. Very easy to deal with. You go into park by pushing that button right there. And also, you're going to have some space in this area. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can. You can also conceal that away. And something else of that hot climate package that we have, let me get this out of here. There is the refrigerated console. In fact, let me get that out of the way. You can turn that on. Well, without the ignition on, it won't come on, but the engine has to be turned on, I guess, for that to work. That makes sense, but you can see what's there. There's a couple of different settings. It would be nice for that to maybe be a little bit larger, but that's what we have for now as far as this Range Rover goes. And one more thing that's very interesting here, nothing new, but you have the armrests right here that you fold down and you adjust the height. If I can do it, I don't know if I can do it one-handed, there we go, with this control. You just spin that around until it's wherever you want it to be. You can see I could bring it all the way down like that, or I can bring it up and position it wherever I want to be comfortable. It is nice to have that because a lot of vehicles, it's just one position and one position only. So tell me what you think down in the comments. When it comes to the 2024 Range Rover SE, short wheelbase, is there anything missing? Tell me what your thoughts are. If you plan to buy one of these, what are the specs going to be? What colors do you want? I'm always curious to know. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Land Rover of Shreveport for giving me the opportunity to show you this Range Rover today. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That always helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.